Well, I guess around that time, I mean, shortly before then, you and Mr. Mix ended up leaving the crew?
Yeah. Mr. Mix left. I always told Mr. Mix, you put me in the group, whenever you leave, I'm gone.
Okay.
Yep.
And then you guys actually sued for royalties.
Yeah, we tried to sue for royalties. Not trying to go ahead of all of the questions that you have for me. But yeah, we tried to sue for royalties in some form or fashion. Luke promised Chinaman a solo album and probably gave him X amount of dollars to side with him, and that fucked up our case. We were all supposed to be together suing Luke, but Chinaman stayed with Luke for some reason, and bam, there it goes.
Right. And I think right around that time in 93, Ice-T had an album called Home Invasion. And there's a song on there called 99 Problems that you were on. That song did pretty well.
That's my song. That's my whole
song.
idea. That's my whole concept.
Okay.
Right.
Years later, Jay-Z ends up remaking that song.
Yeah.
But I guess the way your paperwork was set up, you never got any royalties for it.
Just out of good faith, Ice just, he gave me a little something, but after he paid me, he fell out with me. In the record business, I'm just finding out that if you sue a rapper for using some of your shit and it doesn't, get taken care of properly, they take it as if you're snitching on them. So I didn't know that at that time. The Associated Press got a hold of what was going on. I think the lawyer that I had at that time, since it was such big names involved in the case, maybe he wanted some promotions and he let it leak out, but I was trying to keep all of that confidential. But anyway, it came out and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. And by that next year, in 1994, MC Shy D, who, like you said in the beginning of the interview, had some big hits and some big albums. I guess he went to jail for a while, and when he got out, he was owed a bunch of royalties.
I don't know anything about Shy D's going to jail, but I know that the stuff that Shy D had going on with Luke was kind of before 99 Problems and Me and Ice-T.
Okay.
So I think that was before then.
I think he had filed before then, but then
right.
Ultimately in 94, that's when it finally went to trial, and MC Shy D won a $2.4 million judgment.
Okay.
Against Luke.
Right.
And I guess at the time, Luke didn't have that type of money.
What? Yeah, well, Luke is always going to say he ain't got no money. I'm trying to get some money from him. He crying not to pay me. So, you know how that is.
Well, yeah. And then at that point, things started to fall apart. I think Luke ends up firing Joe Weinberger.
Yeah, because he owed Weinberger some money.
I think around that time, there's like a new 2 Live crew that forms.
Yeah.
With Verb and Chinaman.
Yeah, Verb, Chinaman.
Because you're no longer in the group.
Yeah. 2 Live crew. We've had more members than the Temptations, so
right.